Okay, so this encounter happened back in 2009. I was 17 years old, and in year 11 at high school. It was a weeknight, and I had just left my then boyfriend's house, probably about 6 p.m., to catch the train home. I caught buses and trains everywhere, so I had the pleasure of bumping into a lot of quirky people quite often. But this night was different. I was waiting at the train station. It was somewhat light out, and I was the only person on the platform at that point. Because around that time of day was still considered peak hour, I usually didn't have to wait long for my train. But on this faithful day, it had been delayed. I was sitting halfway down the platform on a bench, and about 10 to 15 meters away, a man joined me in waiting for the train. He had a phone to his ear and was quietly talking to somebody. Obviously, I thought nothing of it. A few minutes passed, and I noticed the man had hung up his phone, and it was slowly edging closer to me where I was sitting, shooting quick glances at me. Now, I suffered from fairly terrible anxiety, so I immediately started feeling a little bit nervous. I watched his movements out of the corner of my eye. He's a tall, muscular-looking man, probably in his mid to late 30s. Sure enough, he's eventually made his way over to my bench, but doesn't sit down. After a few minutes of silence, he says, "Hey," and I look over to him, pretending that I didn't just watch him slowly walk over to me, and I say hi back. "Where are you going tonight?" he asks, barely making eye contact with me. Just home." He's silent for a while. I was praying he'd just go away, but then out of nowhere, he begins telling me how sexy I look. Now, I remember at the time, not getting scared at how abrupt and inappropriate his comment was, but laughing instead. I was tired, wearing no makeup, hair in a messy bun, and I was wearing one of my boyfriend's giant jumpers. I looked like a big ugly ball, and I seriously thought that this guy was kidding around. But he looked unimpressed, almost angry when I laughed. Uncomfortable again, I just murmured thanks and kept my head down, scrolling aimlessly through my phone. He then asked me how old I am. I tell him 17, underage, but that definitely doesn't deter him. "You should come with me," he says, and immediately I begin to panic all over again. But because back then I was way too polite and never wanted to hurt anyone's feelings, instead of telling this guy to leave me alone, I just started making up bad excuses of why I needed to get home as soon as possible. I have family coming over for dinner. I have so much homework. I'm not feeling very well. He looks annoyed, but ignores everything I've just said and tells me that there's a party tonight and that he wants to take me. Without even thinking, I blurt out, "What the heck? You don't even know my name." He suddenly sits down next to me, his face serious. He tells me that his car is in the parking lot 100 meters away, and that we should just go now. It'll be fun, there's drinks and music, and I'll buy you some new clothes before we go anywhere. By this point, my heart is beating out of my chest, and I just want him to leave. Other people are arriving at the station now, and I'm looking around at them desperately, trying to get someone's attention because I'm too scared to get up and move. I don't want him to see that I'm scared, so I continue to smile and say, "I'm really sorry, but I have a boyfriend, and I gotta get home. You'll forget about him." Then I see it, the most wonderful thing I've ever seen. My train was approaching the station. I was so close to getting away from this guy, but of course he saw it too. I began to gather my things and stand up, and he grabbed my arm, pulling me back down to the seat. "Let's just go for a drive." I got to my feet again and tried pulling my arm away from him, but he held on. I thought to myself, surely people are watching this, right? Someone will come in and help me at any moment now. But no one did. People could see me trying to get away from this man, but they were acting completely oblivious to it. The train rolled up to the platform, and people began to exit as I was trying to pull out of this guy's grasp. He suddenly let go, and without missing a beat, I hightailed it into the train carriage just before the door closed, breathing uncontrollably. People on the train were staring at me wide-eyed, no one asking me if I needed help or was okay. I looked out the train window, and the guy is just staring at me through the window, his phone now back up to his ear. As the train slowly pulls out of the station, he begins walking down the platform, and I'm guessing towards his car. At the time, I was just freaked out that a stranger man had been so physically forceful to me. But 7 years down the track, I'm fully aware of how dangerous a situation that could have been. I know he clearly wasn't waiting for the train, and I don't even want to know who he'd been on the phone with. Ever since then, I swore to myself that if I ever saw someone visibly uncomfortable or scared in public, I wouldn't turn a blind eye like those people did to me.